Hey guys, it's Michael Todd.
And Allison.
Welcome to the Cult of Vintage. Today, you guys, we are in a secret, undisclosed location. Look, you have to look here though. Today, we're in a secret, undisclosed location. I've never been here. You've never been here, right?
Nope.
No. So this has been recommended by Randy Gurl out there. Randy, we're here. We're gonna go in. We're gonna see if I can film, and we're gonna keep it secret because this is Randy's honey hole, and she shared it. So we're gonna keep it a secret.
Thank you, Randy.
Thank you, Randy. Okay, guys, here we are on the inside. Look, from the ceiling, stuff was hanging. We were immediately impressed by how much stuff there was in this place. And right off the bat, Allison is a sucker for the giant heads. It is a light cover. He obviously is two-sided, so you would get two and it would clamp on to a light fixture. Now on the back here, there is some melting, so little ghosty here got exposed to some heat. And Allison was like, oh, well, does it really matter? She said 20% off. I said, is there debating? She said, there's no debating. This is just, you guys, immediately from the beginning, it was hitting off. There was Christmas, there was some Halloween that was still left over. I was very excited by these Mother Goose shoes. I loved the graphic on these. It was, of course, just an empty box, but it would make a really cute addition to any kind of little kitschy or youthful display, especially if you have like your sun rubbers. Oh, here is a little knockoff Florence ceramic. She's not original, folks. No, she's not. We got some Mexican pottery here, a little duck, I guess we're going to say. He was at $26, very fair, especially with 20% off. However, even with a discount, I would typically want to spend a little bit less, unless, of course, it was a very unusual animal or the colors were really speaking to me. But little duck face was not speaking to me. We obviously have somebody walking in behind us there. We can in the reflection. Look, you literally have to look up to the ceiling. Allison's eye immediately got drawn to the Santas. Oh yes. We've got a couple of different blow molds here. Yeah, from the ceiling. It was top to floor. It was definitely overwhelming, but in the best way possible. Like, I didn't feel like it was a jumbled mess. Did you have to root through certain things? Well, yeah, because there's so much. And speaking of, look at these beautiful Jasperware buttons. These are brooches, lapel pins, whichever you would like to call them. I don't know that any of these are Wedgwood, especially the green ones, because the white it's a little bit more bleedy than what you would typically see. And Allison found a Santa Claus here for me with the jeweled eyes. He obviously is a Japan piece. He is $12.50. There is obviously some paint loss there on his boots. However, I think it looks like he was walking through the snow. Now, Miss Queen of Christmas over here, Allison, she did she did find some vintage wrapping paper. It is priced at $120. And I know people would be like, oh my gosh, for wrapping paper though. You guys, it was still on the original spool. It had never been used. It's one of those things that you would have find in like Macy's department during the holiday, and they would wrap the gifts for you. I got very excited by these. These are Holt Howard. I can never remember the fabric. Gauze. What is that material? I don't know. But they are Holt Howard. There was a number of different manufacturers, but Holt Howard, the ceramic heads were very specific. And what I was saying to Allison here is that the thing that I enjoy most so far as Christmas, collecting, buying, are looking through like the very tinies, the things that were meant to be disposable. And the reason that I like those is because to me, they speak to like high sentiment. It was package toppers. They were just little disposable 5 and dime ornaments that were meant to be discarded. And somebody thought enough of them to keep them. Here we see some vintage tinsel. I love the fact that there's also German on the packaging. They were priced a little high for resale, but again, it was something that was very fair as a collector. Obviously, I was kind of excited to want to get those. Again, it's so good to shop with somebody that really loves like Christmas, that really gets down with it and kind of likes the same things. Here we have the little, again, little die cut package toppers. I love the little poinsettias. They were only $1, but I was trying to behave. And really only get the things that I would want to do for sale. Oh, look at this little Victorian dance here. Isn't that adorable? Again, it's somebody thought enough of that, even though it was meant to go into the trash. And that really just speaks to me. Here I was having a hard time getting up. We do see some. Now, this to me is like, this is early Mercury glass garland. Now, they were in sections, there was no complete. These are very difficult to find in these multi shapes. And typically, when you do find them, they are going to be the earlier ones. Lots of Christmas again to see. And in the cabinet, we can see right up top there. Yep. I said, Allison, do you see that? Is that your Erskerberger? And she said, yes, it is. And there's some more Erskerberger in there. Saw this tree topper. It was acrylic, so I'm thinking it was like 70s, maybe early 80s. I love the spun cotton in there. It's so trashy, but so good. Yep. There are three. Can you spot the other two Erskerberger? Can you? If you watched the last video from Mother Tucker's, I saw this a lion. Look at that thing. Oh my word. 80s high fashion. Somebody was highfalutin. Again, really trying to take my time and look through the jewelry. These were being sold as little like flat lots. So nothing was really speaking to me. Now, I did see this Mercury glass tree topper. I loved it. It is original in its box. I love the thumbprint on these. They're so delicate. It was priced at $15. And I was like, yes, I will. And then I was like, no, I won't. The tip, unfortunately, is broken, which is a shame. These make great, and then I found another one here. Now this one, again, new in packaging. It was in excellent condition. The mica glitter was, like a lot of times you'll see some spotting of it, but overall, amazing condition. The pattern, the colors, very Art Deco to me, even though it was probably the 50s. But the overall read of it was very Art Deco. But a lot of people are like, would you put that on your Christmas tree? And you certainly, most certainly, checking the tip there, you certainly can put it on your Christmas tree. But what I would recommend is that if you do have single candle sticks, that you can place these, of course, appropriate size, into the candlestick holders and put them on a mantle, use them on a table. It makes a stunning display. Very easy and quick way to dress up for Halloween. I would highly recommend it. And now we're seeing a lot of items that are vintage and antique in their original packaging. And I was just freaking out. There was a lot of stuff that was in excellent condition, again, in its original packaging. And I just couldn't get over it. So that was very exciting. You guys, we're not even like, 10 feet into the door. And we were just oohing and awing over everything. Speaking of an oohing and awing moment, this is Victorian milk glass. Little cobweb. Get out of there. Get. The reason I typically pass this right by, it was $35 for the entire set. Now, I know a lot of people are like, oh, it's Victorian milk glass. And I agree, truthfully. However, look, again, it's the condition. The paint is there. Is there some loss? Of course, it's over 100 years old, but you never find it with so much paint. A lot of times you'll just find like the remnants of like the gold on it. You most certainly never find like the floral detailing. And that of course is hand painted. And as I turned around, Allison found not one, you guys, not one, but two boxes of these glitter or mica glitter birds with pine cones, and she found a little spun head Santa there. I mean, you guys, the treasures. Oh, Found a little bag of these, I am assuming are going to be more of the mercury glass, though there might have been some newer ones mixed in. The entire bag was $4, which was a deal. However, I had just found a very large box of the smaller, medium sized bulbs. So I decided to pass on those because I have an overflow of those. And that would be something, of course, that would go into making a wreath. Now, this little item down here caught my eye. This little snail planter. Look at his little he's like kind of derpy happy, but and then I flipped them over and he's Lefton. Who well, I said Lefton, Allison, this is Lefton. And she said, what? And I said, I know, right? You would never have guessed that this was Lefton because you always think of like the birthday month angels and cute little spaghetti girls and just the cute, sweet little things, but not mod snails. Now, I was very excited by this Marwall. This is a bust, of course, and there are a lot of hobbyist pieces that were done with this, and the quickest way to tell without looking at the stamp on the back here are the eyes. The eyes are, so, who's only 12.50? I'm sad. The lip damage, just, I couldn't do it with the lip damage, but look at the eyes. Do you see how real they look? It's all in the eyes. And the Marwall ones are really like they're the original originator. They set the trend on those. So I would highly encourage you to pick those up. Very strong resale value. Very strong resale value. Now here we do see a little ashtray. It is in phenomenal condition. All of the pieces, again, are present. The bobbing legs, the bobbing fan, a lot of times the fan will be the piece that is missing. And it is, in fact, an ashtray. Again, the condition on items throughout the store, it's flabbergasting. Just look at all of this stuff, you guys. We haven't even made it down the first aisle completely. It's just insane. There's so much to see. Oh no, I lie. We are now in the second room. So we did make it into the second room at this point. Such an amazing place. Randy Heilman, I definitely see why. It's super fun when there's this much to look at. Oh, look at the rubber face Smokey the Bear up here. Adorable. Just chock full. Allison was seeing the Holt Howard candlestick, and I had attempted to pick up a new inbox set with the Snowflake Candle Hugger in Ohio, but unfortunately, it was never added into my order, and I didn't find out that I didn't have it until I was editing a video, and I sadly discovered it was still in Ohio. They didn't charge me for it. It literally was never added into my pile. But this is how it is, as you will see throughout the video. And it's like, look up. And I'm like, okay, let me look up. From the ceiling to the floor, to the windows, to the walls. I'm not going to finish the rest of that song. Oh my gosh. It's early in the morning. I'm having my coffee. You know, this is just the mood we're in. Look at all of the apothecary bottles, the liniments, the aspirins, the bandages, the eye washes, the Sandy White. I don't know what that is. Q-tips. We have air freshener, the Bear aspirin. I mean, it was just chock full of stuff. You know, this is such, I have to say, how much of an opportunity it is to be able to put out content for you guys. And I really do enjoy doing the voiceovers because I really get to relive that experience over again. And I try not to, aside from light editing, really watch the video so that you guys get a more honest reaction. Oh, look at the Santa in the back. I love him. I have yet to pick one of those up, but anyhow, so it's such a pleasure, especially when you get to meet somebody for the first time and share that experience, and to be able to have that out there and always be able to reflect back on it. I mean, that's just one thing that I don't think that maybe a lot of us communicate, but it is such a joy to be able to do this. Look at these beautiful. Oh, I bet you they glowed. I bet you they did. Sure enough. I would have used them just as like little pillar candle holders, just a little splash of color. Those are year round. I know a lot of people would see that gold and green and think Christmas, and I'm like, no, honey, those are year round. Little Hollywood Regency lipstick holder. I mean, just the back in the day, little Mary Gregory here, the blue. Now this is oh nuts. It is Czechoslovakian. The orange glass with the black enameling, the white. It was priced at 22. Unfortunately, it was a little high for resale. I will say this, in this particular shop, when you spend $100 or more, you will receive 15% cash check or charge off of your order unless a specific vendor is having a sale greater than the 15%. So ultimately, everything we got for 15% off or more. How, where do you go that occurs? This amazing mid-century super kitchen display. We've got a Hager Ram back here. We've got the filament light. Those things are a pain. Don't ever buy them. Those are especially the vintage ones, even the modern ones with the plastic. When those filaments break and they land on the floor, you can't see them, but you can feel them when they stab you in the foot. So just they're great. I would recommend not buying those. There you go. The first time I've ever recommended you not buying something are those filament light. Great mid-century, but again, reading very deco, that beautiful blue glaze, again, a simple sculpt. So to me, because I prefer Art Deco over mid-century, I said it. I always want to read things as Art Deco versus mid-century. Look at this poodle. I'm like, oh, 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 he's definitely seen some things. He has got some secrets, folks. Love this buttery. Look at that beautiful buttery glaze on there. She's lovely. She wasn't priced for resale, so we did not get her. And then there is, of course, an upper level, but we're not even halfway through the first floor. Oh no. And you can tell this video is longer. Here we have some new Martinsville Viking glass. Again, original Viking glass company. The little blue aqua glass iron there. Just, you guys, there was so much to see. I love this Vaseline, though that is so uranium rich, it almost reads uranium glass. It's almost turning itself green in the daylight there. I didn't know what you would use it for other than like a riser or a stand or a trinket stand. Look at that clear glass flower frog in there with a little bit of silver overlay. Beautiful matte glaze blue vase here. I love this. This is a native bust. You rarely see the men, so I was excited to see him. I will say that I was super tempted by that piece. Just great, gorgeous stuff, you guys. Through the moon, and I was like, oh, there's another door. And then I was like, oh, you fool, it's a mirror, you moron. Now, here we are headed up to the half second floor. We do have, now I think that they have it as, I don't know, it just says CL figurine, but I do believe it is actually a JB Hirsch figurine. A lot of times he would use pot metal and then they would enamel. Sometimes there are celluloid over the faces. So very common for JB Hirsch. I do have a couple of his pieces. Consider it an honor to own those. Here we have an original Ken and Allen looking quite dapper. Some Ross Bro in here. We've got some celluloid. It's hard to concentrate and film and shop all at the same time. You're like, well, what am I doing? We got a little Ross Bro candy container, little wall hangings there. Here again, some more celluloid. This adorable little baby dancing couple. How sweet are those? Here is your Ross Bro candy container snowman with his pipe. Finding the pipe is extremely difficult. Oh my goodness. Look at all of the paper mache candy containers. The black cat. Look at that snarling little pumpkin up front. The black cat is priced at $265. The snarly little pumpkin here, $175. We do have a newer one there with the painted eyes. We have one here with some damage. He obviously has a crack there. He does have another one in the back. However, That wax paper face is still present. And up top, we do have some of the larger ones. Again, the inserts are still present. Look at this. It's so good. 250. We have the orange cat. You never see the orange cat. I believe he was priced at 275. Look, there's two orange cats in there. Oh my goodness. So you know what I decided? I was like him and Han. We've got look at this. You see the black cat in the back there? That is again another candy container. So you would take these out trick or treating. That one obviously is paper. I've never seen that one before. But this little weirdo here, I don't know. The face was really calling to me. And I decided, I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and just see him out of the container. So here's our damage on the back. Here is our damage on the front. And I said, you know what? I don't care. I'm going to get it. And what I don't show, and I actually didn't realize, but it has its original Woolworth sticker on the bottom for 15 cents. I got them for 56 after the discounts. So yeah, that is darn good. And I'm so thankful that the vendor was like, I can't have these ripped paper mache. I was like, I can. I can have it. No problem. Let me take that one. Let me take that marred beauty off of your hands for you. Thank you, vendor. Again, I know that there are people out there that are very much purist and they're definitely willing to spend more for something that is in mint condition. Look at all of the Ross Bro. And of course I am too. That's just part of the hobby here. Look at the original Beistel. That's the cat scratch. He is the original. He's the OG. He's like the 1920s, 1930s. And to each their own. You know, again, it's very look at the cute little candle huggers. Look at the tarot cards too. Those are definitely vintage. Oh shoot, I should have got those. Darn it. But to each their own. In your collecting journey, I don't mind having things that are mint and having things that do have some damage. Look at the monkey. He has his original box, you guys. I'm jumping all over the place. It's hard to keep a steady stream of thought or conversation. I do apologize. But I actually like having both. And for some pieces, when they are vintage or antique and they are in such good condition, I know this might sound crazy, but sometimes it's almost like, is that a reproduction? Here's another Hagar. Look at that gorgeous little Art Deco-y in her Sunday hat with her strawberries on there, that print there in the back, even the beauty there to the right. It is amazing. I think that as you can tell, if you've made it this far in the video, that I'm super excited by everything that we are finding. Now, here is an excellent example. We've got the Jam and Jelly here to the left, which is the original Holt Howard Pixieware. And to the right, the one with the red nose, that is the Devar. That was the quote unquote knockoff to the Holt Howard popularity. I will say that if you find one and it is Devar, pick it up. It is still highly desirable. At the bottom here, we saw again another knockoff. This is a chalkware knockoff of Goebbels BA and B Boy. I do have the originals. I just absolutely love them. Wasn't really feeling the chalkware. They were a little too muddled for my taste. And here we go. We've got more stuff, more stuff, more stuff, more stuff, more stuff. This, seriously, this has got to be one of my most favorite places. This is and there are phones too throughout the store that you can pick up the phone and be like, hey, I'm right here. And they know they're watching you. No, but they know by the phone's location when you call in where you are and you have somebody come up and unlock a cabinet. Here, Allison, another passion of, or a weakness, can we even say that, of Allison's are gnomes and pixies. She loves the little fairy folk. I do too. They're just adorable. They're great to add a little bit of whimsy and fun into any collection. They fit into any home decor. So yeah. Well, guys, that is it for the first floor. We're about to, that's right, head upstairs. Let's do it. And greeting us right upstairs, a popcorn Santa with party gloves, might I add, with party gloves. Now, the upstairs isn't as big as downstairs, though there is still a lot to look at. So we're definitely seeing Christmas throughout. So it definitely made Allison and I's heart sing to see all of that Christmas. It seems like there's like an offshoot. I'm not good with construction or architecture, I should say. So it's kind of like missing part of what would be or have been downstairs. But again, there's still a lot to look at, and here we are seeing a lot of vintage toys and board games to be more specific. Seeing if anything struck my childhood imagination or nostalgia. And what I did see was some Smurf color forms. They seemed a little crispy and they're a little dried out. I remember those. I remember the smell of color forms. And underneath there, of course, is a stuffed, looks like a hobbyist Papa Smurf. You used to get those and they would be printed and you could sew them together. Oh my gosh, what didn't they make of those back in the day? I thought this was pretty. This bay window here upstairs obviously has a little bench built into it. That would have been nice. Can you imagine sitting there and reading your books? Now, it does currently overlook a highway, but maybe back in the day it wasn't so industrial. So I'm not really spotting a whole lot here. However, I do find this great mid-century stalking panther. It is a TV lamp. Right next to it in the black with a little bit of a lava glaze there is a horse. And again, just like downstairs, these little die cuts, again, things that were made to be disposable, they just really speak to me. I absolutely love them. Now, the vendor does have them labeled as antique German die cuts. This bag in particular in my hand, it did read more antique. The other ones, I don't know. I'm not sure. It always makes me nervous when I see that many. I'm always like, are these real? Are they reproductions? So we are seeing a lot of Hills department store. Can you imagine? We were just talking about that the other day, I believe on Vintage Rescue Squad, about Hills, and they actually made a candle that smelled like the entryway into Hills. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, they used to have hot dogs and popcorns and slushies. Oh, Hills, that toy department. Again, we are seeing some cutouts here, the little soldiers and animals. I thought they were absolutely adorable. It would be great for junk journaling or scrapbooking, putting those into a frame and kind of making like a collage out of them. Oh my goodness, these trick or treat bags, I vividly remember those. Here we have it is a hard plastic plesiosaurus, and he's a British. He's a British plesiosaurus. So he's like extra fancy. He likes a lot of cream and sugar in his tea, folks. Yes, he does. But I decided that I was going to go ahead and leave him there. So again, just like downstairs, you had to definitely make sure that you were looking up. There was stuff from the floor to the ceiling. Again, I loved it. It was so much fun. Again, you could go through this store 2 or 3 times and still not see everything. Now here I'm seeing a little boy birthday angel. The boys are a little bit more collectible simply because they didn't make as many. So if you are ever on the lookout for them, definitely keep your eye out for the boys. Again, like I say, it's just because they're not as common that they command a little bit more value, though I did decide to go ahead and leave that one behind. And of course, we're going through those squeakers. I didn't find any sun rubbers, but I did find, oh yes, these super kitschy little I will hold the butter pats. I just look at the tongue. He loves him some butter. You normally see these as, I will hold the tea bag. And I was like, Allison, have you ever seen the butter? She's like, no. I was like, neither have I. These are great because you can actually use them for your butter. You can stand them up as little figurines. You can hang them on the wall. There's a lot of stuff you could do with them. Now, I am seeing this artisan glass. I think it's a votive holder. It was only $3 and I was very attracted to it. And then I saw Yeah, new stickers. And that's not to say that it isn't still beautiful or that somebody wouldn't love it. But again, I'm just really trying to, and it's hollow there on the interior. But I'm just trying to find that good vintage. So at this point, we're just kind of meandering. we're, we're meandering around here. I do see that Pinocchio book. I did check it out, but wasn't what I was looking for. Here we have some great Japan knee huggers. I got to admit, you guys, I've been having a hard time keeping up with this voiceover. There's just so there's so much to see. I'm like gasping for breath. And out of the corner of my eye, I did see these green vases. I love them. They're swung, of course. The one I'm about to pick up here is an Ellie Smith. I loved it. I loved that geometric bottom. I loved the rib design. She just had a lot going on. It was priced at $48. I honestly about set it down and was like, I don't want to spend $48 for it. But then I remembered, well, wait, there's actually a 15% discount. So I did ultimately end up picking that one up. The swung vase next to it, again, I do believe is an Ellie Smith, though I could be wrong. Here we go. Now, this girl, she was heavy. It was some very thick glass to her. Though I will say the color richness very much had me thinking of Viking, but again, I'm just not sure. So now we're just kind of checking out more of the cabinets here. A lot of like the old school, like the writing. What would one call that? Oh, I can't remember. Not calligraphy. Oh, nuts. Now here we see some great Bakelite, some napkin rings, a little baby rattle, some salt and pepper shakers. Those things, you guys, ooh, definitely keep your eye out for that Bakelite. The brooches, the jewelry, those can definitely command a high value. Oh, here we got some denture holders. I mean, what didn't they make? Now, this stuff is a little bit newer, so again, it really wasn't calling my name. It wasn't saying, hey, take me home. Yeah, definitely not seeing anything on the second pass. That is one drawback to filming, especially if you're doing a voiceover, is that you see everything that you you missed. Now here we've got a lot of Christmas. There's a lot going on in this booth, but one thing that I did not miss was this mini Santa. Now, when I looked at the face, I was in $28. I was like, golly, that looks like a Rushton. And I was like, I didn't, but he's very small. Is it a Rushton? And I was like, is he marked? And lo and behold, underneath the beard, he is in fact a Rushton. It's a mini Rushton Santa, $28. Again, I did get 15% off. So he definitely came home with me. So we're checking it out. I see the little puppy dog dish here. I think this might be left in. I could be wrong. No, he's got a generic Japan. Lots of little goodies to see throughout this booth. I will say the only item that I was able to get out of here, one item that really spoke my name was that Rushton Santa. Darn it, and I am seeing up on that top shelf. Do you see that plastic nativity scene there? Oh. Oh well. You can't buy everything. You gotta leave some stuff for other folks. Look at that giant Bugs Bunny. Oh my goodness. I'm definitely not looking at that purse. I don't know what I was looking at. But there's a little Fuzzy Wuzzy Santa book. Though it's not officially a Fuzzy Wuzzy, but he does have that red flocking there on the cover. And I did see this little flat of dolls, so I wanted to check it out. I didn't really see any. I was more looking for the composition ones, but alas, there was none to be had. Yeah, no. Again, some cute Christmas, but nothing that really was saying, you need to take me home. Well, guys, we are at the end of the video. I'm going to go ahead and do the wrap up outside. I'll see you there. Well, there it was, our super secret location. Randy Holman, I can see why you want to keep it a secret. I'm going to keep it a secret. We're not sharing it. We're not sharing it. I think it was amazing. That place was definitely one of the most packed antique mall, vendor mall, consignment mall that I have ever been in. Super friendly staff, great vibe, organized, but yet a little overwhelming at times. And I was there for it. Allison did really good. I did really good. I will definitely come back. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. And as always, until next time, remember, keep it rusty, crusty, and dusty. Bye, guys.